Now let's talk about vectors. See, when it comes to vectors, pay very close attention to vectors, because vectors play a very important part from now on till your end of your second PUC. Okay, because see, wherever we have magnitude and direction for a quantity, we call those as vectors. Correct? This is what you guys learned in the previous chapter also. For example, velocity and acceleration. Right? Now, when we come to vectors, first thing, you guys already know what is a vector. Now you need to know different types of vectors. This is very important. Pay very close attention to it. Now, when we talk about vectors, we have something known as position vector. Okay? Now, look at the graph carefully. You have x-axis, y-axis. Now, from the origin, see, there is some point P. Correct? Some point P is there. In this, see, it's a two dimension. You have xy plane. It's a planar figure. You have some point P. Now, from the origin O, we are looking at that point P. Now, from O to P, we can write a vector. Now, vector always has one initial side and one terminal side. Okay? So, from O to P, and then see O to R. R is another point. O to P and O to R. So, basically, this is what we call as a position vector. That means where it is situated with respect to the center. Okay? Fine. Next is displacement vector. Again, we consider a plane, xy plane. Now, displacement was a vector, remember? So, when it comes to displacement vector, from P to R, let's say we have to move. Okay? From P to R, if we are trying to move, then OR is one position, OP is one more position. So, PR becomes the displacement. See, from P to R, I can go in any different way. As you can see in this, any different way I can go. Correct? But the shortest distance is what we call as displacement, right? Same thing here also comes. So that's what we call as displacement vector. Now let's start with equal vectors. Okay? See, when we talk about equal vectors, the name itself suggests, see, when we say two equal vectors, the magnitude and direction should be the same. Correct? So as you can look at the figure, see here. So you have one vector A, one vector B. Both of them, they're in the same direction, and both of them, they have the same magnitude. Meaning, if you move B on A, both A and B will coincide with each other. Correct? So those are what we call as equal vectors. See, vector A is equal to vector B. Okay? So these are equal vectors. Now see here, you have one more type. See this vector A dash and vector B dash. These two, the magnitude wise they are the same, but the direction wise they are different, correct? So we don't call them as equal vectors. No. See, for two vectors to be equal, your magnitude and direction both should be the same. Understood, right? So those are equal vectors and unequal vectors. Next you have co-initial vector. See, co-initial, meaning both of them should have the same starting point. As you can see this one, see, vector A, vector B, vector C, vector D, all four are co-initial vectors, because all four of them, they have the same initial point. Right? This is co-initial. Next, co-terminal vectors. Co-terminal meaning all of them should terminate at the same point. See this, vector A, vector B, vector C, vector D. Co-terminal vectors. Okay? Next you have parallel vectors. See, parallel vectors. Now in this case, see, vector A and vector B. These two are parallel vectors. Parallel vectors, they have the same direction, but need not be the same that they have the same magnitude. If parallel vectors they have the same magnitude, they become equal vectors. Okay? So we can say that all equal vectors are parallel vectors, but all parallel vectors need not be equal. Understood, right? So these are parallel vectors. Next we have anti-parallel vectors. See, vector A and vector B, these are anti-parallel vectors. That is 180 degree shift in these two. Okay, anti-parallel vectors. Now, apart from this, you have a negative of a vector. See, when we say negative of a vector, see, this is vector A. This is minus of vector A. So, whenever you have negative vector, remember this point, it's only that the direction is changing. Magnitude can never be negative, the direction is changing. That's why we get the negative value. Okay, understood? These are all the types of vectors which what you guys have to remember. And I'll just go through it quickly again. First, you had co-initial vectors, co-terminal vector, parallel vector, equal vectors, anti-parallel vectors, and then negative of a vector. Correct? So remember, from next video, you'll be learning about properties of vectors.